name is Madison Green. For my backwards design lesson plan for D65A, I have chosen the New York State Kindergarten Standard K.OA.2A. Students can add and subtract within 10. The learning objective that aligns with the standard is students will be able to add and subtract within 10, completing a 5-question multiple choice worksheet using pom-poms with 80% proficiency. The summative assessment that will be completed by students is to complete an addition and a subtraction multiple choice question worksheet with a partner and using pom-poms as a concrete manipulative. So let's begin. Hi students, today we will be talking about addition and subtraction. To begin our introduction on addition and subtraction, we will be reading The Grapes of Math by Greg Tang. Great. Now that we have read The Grapes of Math, let's move on to our presentation. To begin with, we will be discussing addition. What is addition and how do we use it? What is addition? Addition is when we add two or more things. When we add, we get the sum. These things can be numbers, objects, food items, anything. What is the sum? What does the sum do? So, when we add, the sum is the amount you have after you add. To get the sum, you have to add two things or more together. What does addition look like? Addition always has a plus sign in the number sentence. A plus sign looks like a lowercase t. In addition, the bigger or the smaller number can come first. So, for example, when we're adding, our number sentence can look like 5 plus 1, or it can look like 1 plus 5. Again, in addition, the bigger number can come first, or the smaller number can come first. Equal signs. How we get the sum. When we add two numbers together, we also need an equal sign to get our sum. An equal sign is two horizontal lines. A way to remember an equal sign is it looks like a road, and we need an equal sign to complete the race, or in this case, the number problem. So, in our number sentences here, we have 5 plus 1, and we need an equal sign, or 1 plus 5. We also need an equal sign to find our sum. How do we get the sum? Well, to get the sum, we can do a method using dots. So, we can add dots underneath our numbers and then add them all together. For example, 1 plus 2 equals, so using our dots, we would put 1 dot under our number 1 plus 1, 2 dots under our number 2. And then we're going to count all the dots together to find our sum. 1, 2, 3. So 1 plus 2 equals 3. Different methods that we can use to help us add include our fingers, blocks, pom-poms, and different concrete manipulatives to help us add. Now let's watch a Jack Hartman move and add and move addition sum. Great. Now that we've learned a little bit more about addition and moved our bodies, let's go on to some practice questions. So let's get out our whiteboards and practice. The steps we need to take are we need to identify our two numbers, we need to put the dots under our numbers, and then add them all together. Let's do question 1 together. So, our question is 5 plus 5 equals, so using our dot method, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when we add all these dots up and count them all together, that will give us our sum. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That means 5 plus 5 equals 10. Perfect. Now, I'm going to give you the opportunity to answer question 2 and question number 3 on your own. So, for question number 2, it's 3 plus 2 equals, and now I will give you the opportunity to answer 3 plus 2 on your own, and then we will discuss it as a class. Perfect. Would anybody like to give it a try? Yes, friend number A, what was your answer and how did you get it? Wonderful. So, friend A told us that they put 3 dots under their number 3 plus 2 dots under their number 2, and when they added them all together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they got the sum of 5 when adding 3 plus 2. Now, let's move on to our last question. 1 plus 6 equals? Yes, friend number B. What did you find for 1 plus 6, and how did you find it? That is correct. Friend B put 1 dot under number 1 plus 6 more dots, and when they added them all together, they got an answer of 1 plus 6 equals 7, and 7 being our sum. Great work. Now let's give it a try. With a partner, you will answer 5 addition multiple choice questions on a worksheet. You'll be asked to separate pom-poms into their own group and add the sum to find how many you have altogether. An example of this is you have 3 blue pom-poms and your partner has 2 red pom-poms. How many pom-poms do you have altogether? So, if you have 3 blue pom-poms and your friend has 2 red pom-poms, you will do 1, 2, 3 blue pom-poms plus 2 red pom-poms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all together, you and your friend have 5 pom-poms. On this worksheet, you must show your work using the dots method. The questions on this worksheet will look like this. Robbie has 6 blue pom-poms and Mia has 2 green. How many do they have altogether? This will be the structure setup for all of your questions. And you will be using your pom-poms for every question. For my questions for learners with different needs, the material has been broken down into a simplified version. There are 6 blue pom-poms and 2 green. How many are there altogether? This is how the question setup will be for every question. Questions for my English learners will also have a simplified version. You will be answering this question structure of 6 blue pom-poms plus 2 green pom-poms. How many are there altogether? Your questions will include plus. For my learners with different needs and my English learners, a number line and a visual aid will be provided to you. Alright students, now that we have completed our addition worksheet, you will now complete a self-assessment. Your self-assessment will include these questions and you will rank them based on your best knowledge of how you feel. These questions include: I know addition is, I know addition looks like, I know how to add, I feel confident in adding, I am still learning, I do not understand and would like more help, and is there any tools or resource to help you be successful? You will answer these questions independently and turn them in. Great. Now that we have talked about addition, let's move on to subtraction. What is subtraction and how do we use it? is subtraction? Subtraction is when we take away two or more things. When we subtract, we get the difference. So unlike addition, when we're adding things together, with subtraction, we're taking away. What is the difference? What does the difference do? The difference is the amount you have after you subtract. To get the difference, you have to subtract the two numbers. What does subtraction look like? Subtraction always has a minus sign in the number sentence. A minus sign looks like a dash. The bigger number always comes first. If it is the same number, it does not matter. So unlike addition, where you can have 2 plus 1 or 1 plus 2, for subtraction, the bigger number always comes first. You cannot have 1 minus 2. It always would be 2 minus 1. And just like for addition, we need an equal sign. So when we find the difference, we need to put an equal sign to complete our sentence. So 2 minus 1 equals . How do we find the difference, and what steps would we need to take? So, for example, we're going to do the dots method again, but instead of putting dots under both numbers, you're only going to put dots under your first number, which is the bigger number. So in this case, 2 minus 1, you're going to put 2 dots. The second number will tell you how many dots you need to take away. So 2 minus 1, you're going to take away one of your dots, and you are left with 1 dot left. And that is 2 minus 1 equals 1. Again, just like addition, we can use our fingers, blocks, pom-poms, and different concrete manipulatives to help us find our difference and subtract. So, using our whiteboards, we're going to practice some subtraction. So, we're going to identify our two numbers. We're going to put the dots under the bigger number. The smaller number will tell us how many dots we're taking away, and then we're going to count how many dots we have left. So, for question 1, we have 5 minus 4 equals, we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our number sentence tells us that we need to take 4 dots away. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to count how many we have left, which is 1. So 5 minus 4 equals 1. Now, for question 2 and 3, you're going to have the opportunity to answer on your own, and then we will discuss it as a class. So, for question 2, 3 minus 2 equals, would anybody like to give it a shot? Yes, friend C. Friend C said our answer would be 1. And how you got that answer? Correct. We're going to put our 3 dots. We're going to take 2 dots away. And we are left with 1 dot. Beautiful. Now for our last question. 6 minus 1 equals, friend D says 5 is the answer. And how did you find that? Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take away 1 dot. We are left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 minus 1 equals 5. Just like our addition worksheet, we're also going to do a subtraction worksheet. You're going to answer 5 multiple choice questions, and this time you're going to pick a different partner. However, you're still going to use our pom-poms again, and you must show your work. This structure for the question setup, Robbie has 6 blue pom-poms and 2 green. Mia takes 2 green. How many does Robbie have left? This will be the setup for every question as well. Questions for my learners with different needs. They will have the simplified version. You have 8 pom-poms and you give 2 away. How many do you have left? And finally, for questions for my English learners, 8 pom-poms minus 2 pom-poms. How many do you have left? So for both the addition and the subtraction worksheet, they have been broken down into using plus and minus within the word sentence to help them distinguish what is being asked. Again, a number line for my English learners and my learners with different needs, as well as a visual aid. Now, for my questions for gifted students, these questions are a little bit more challenging with the word sentences, and there is a mix of both addition and subtraction questions within the same worksheet opposed to 2 separate worksheets. And just like our addition, we also have a subtraction self-assessment. That is all for my lesson plan for Backwards Design. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Stop. Stop licking my foot, damn it.